All right, guys, so listen, we're going to pick up where we left off. We're going to take the information we have the last 2 days, and now we're taking it to the next level. Remember, we just did 6 weeks of equations. Not a problem. Now we know how the angle relationships work. We're going to start with the outside angle. This is 4. We jump in. This is 3, 2, and 1. We should remember that measure of angle 1, these two interior angles, 1 and 2, they add up to which angle? 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's angle 4. It's exterior. Point of reference. The 3 interior angles, this angle and the other 2 on the inside, they add up to what? 180. And we know that the angles 3 and 4, the 2 that live next door, 180. Okay, now we got that information as a reminder. So look at this problem. This is interesting. Right now, instead of having actual values, we do have the value of this angle number 2. Okay, we've got an x where number 1 is. Here's number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's angle 3. Okay, if I know that the measure of angle 1, because I've got information there, plus the measure of angle 2 equals the measure of angle 4, that's the strategy I'm going to use here because I've got information in all those angles. Okay? Which angle do I not have in my strategy here? 3. Because there's nothing in 3. There's no information there. There's nothing I can do with that. So therefore, we're just going to take the measure of angle 1. What do I have? In measure of angle 1 is an x. So drop in an x where the measure of angle 1 is. Bring down your plus sign. Measure of angle 2. Right here. I've got a 60. Bring down your equal sign. Measure of angle 4. We're going to replace the measure of angle 4 with the value, the information, the expression we have in angle 4, 2x plus 4. Now, look at here. Does this look familiar? Yes, it's simple. This is your 8th grade equation model. You got a coefficient, which is 1, and a variable. You got a constant on one side. You got a coefficient, a variable, and a constant on the other. Circle the terms with the variables in them, and put a box around your constants. Make sure that the add or subtract signs go with them, so everything's taken care of. I'm going to choose. Which circle am I going to choose? The one that's what? Nope. The one that's least. Spell Least next to this guy because 1 is less than 2. Is the 1 a positive 1 or a negative 1? Positive. If I know I'm adding or subtracting on step 1 and I know it's a positive 1, how do I get rid of it? Subtract 1x away, and what I do to one side? Draw a line to this side to separate this from the next. Get rid of your 0 pairs. Okay? That's step 1. Honestly, we're having problems. We're having problems with just getting started at this point right here. Choosing the least of the 2 coefficients and adding or subtracting them away. Okay? Now, I'm going to bring down my 60, bring down my equal sign, bring down my positive 4, which is going to become a plus sign. 2 minus 1. I have to do this properly in my calculator. Just for kicks. Put it in your calculator. 2 minus 1. Ready, go. 3, 2, 1. What is that?
1.
1 what?
X.
1x. This is going to be real simple. I don't even really need a last step. What's my next? Which number is the third wheel right now?
4.
The 4. I'm going to subtract it away. What I do to one side? Draw a line to separate this from the next. There's my 0 pair. I didn't do anything to my x. Just drop it down. Bring down my equal sign. And now 60 minus 4 in your calculator. 3, 2, 1. Savion, what is it? 56. Now I think that x equals 56. Now let's just take this to a whole nother level. Okay? Because now we have the value of x. We said the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals the measure of angle 4. Repeat after me. If and only if x equals 56. Here's an x. We're going to replace this x with a 56 to find the measure of angle 4. So 2 times 56 plus 4. Boys, you're going to do this. Okay? Girls, x equals 56 on this side. So we're simply going to say the value of this angle is 56, and we're going to add these two together. 60 plus 56. Okay, let's put in our calculator. Girls, 56 plus 60. Boys, 2 times 56 plus 4. 5, 4. Show me your calculators. 3, 2, Girls, what did you get? 116. Boys, what did you get? 116. If and only if? X equals 56. Real talk right now. This is a higher level question. There's a lot going on here. You got to decode the equations from the angle relationships. You got to solve for X. And then you got to take the value of X, and I could ask you any type of question. I could even ask you what's the value of measure of angle 3, of which time you would take 1/6. Tell me. 64. Yeah, it's 64 because 116 plus 64 equals 180. All right? So now it's a puzzle. You go back to the puzzle when we learned yesterday. You use your knowledge from equations we learned for the last 6 weeks. We put them together. We're going to get a lot of points if you can do all that and get this one right. Turn it over. Now I've got transversals right here. Okay? Put your hand over. Let's get this one started. Put your hand over. Which is the acute angle, the right one or the left one? Right. Put a triangle there. Jump over, put a circle. This could be my obtuse angle. That looks right. So now I'm going to decode circle, or triangle, circle, triangle, circle, triangle, circle. All right, what do I have information in what? One is an acute and one is what? So if I have one acute and one obtuse, do they equal each other? No, I add them together and what do they equal? 180. That's my key. I'm going to take the circle and I'm going to put it underneath the circle. I'm going to bring down my plus sign. Take my 6x and drop it where the triangle is because it's my value of my triangle, my acute angle. And I'm going to set that equal to 180. Bring my 180 down. Okay? Now this is simple equations, right? Now I'm at that point where I have a third wheel. What's the third wheel? 108. I got to subtract 108 from this side so I can get my x down to just 6x. And what I do to one side? I do to the other. So now we need 180 minus 108 in your calculators. 5, 4, 3, 2. Allegra, you got it? 1. What we got? 72. What is it? 72. Okay, I still don't have the value of x. The value of x is some number times 6 equals 72, so I got to divide both sides by 6. I'm going to write up here x equals, is it 12? Yes. Put a box around that. Okay, that's one possible answer. Put a box around this part right here. Your first equation, put a box around that. This is an answer. Decoding from the angles, this is a star answer. This is a star answer. I'm going to pause right here for just 1 second. So the last thing is you can take the x, substitute it where the x is, and find the value of that angle. Make sure it works with all of your other knowledge of angles, like your supplementary. Those two add up to 180. Okay? All right. Last one I'm going to show you. I'm going to let you finish this up. This is from your prior knowledge, and that's 3 interior angles. Okay? So your 3 interior angles add up to what? 180. 180. So I'm going to take them, 32 plus 116 plus x, and I'm going to set them equal to 180. Real simple. Are there any numbers that I can combine on this side? Yes. What? 32 and 116. What are those called? Like terms. They're like terms. That's right. They're like terms. That's right. And they're constant. They're constants. The constants are like terms. So what's 116 plus 32? So I'm going to have 148, collect my like terms, bring down my plus x equals 180. Now I'm down to one step. What do I got to get rid of? The 148. Am I going to add it or subtract it? I'm going to subtract it because it's positive now. I got to subtract it away. And what I do to one side? Bam, create 0 pairs, bring down my x equals, what's 180 minus 148? 32. So what do you think 32 represents up here? X. Yeah, 32. And what should 32 plus 116 equal? 180. Absolutely, have to equal 180. We want to check that before you move on. That's how you check your work now. Raise your hand if you have any questions. Make sure you finish this up, front and back. We'll grade that when you walk in here tomorrow.